Welcome to the Food City Boost podcast. Today we're joined by Guusje Weeber from Food Pioneers, one of our Living Lab partners working to shape the future of sustainable urban food systems. Food Pioneers is known for connecting innovation, education and urban development, especially in Almere, one of the fastest growing cities in the Netherlands. We'll talk about their role in Food City Boost, how urban agriculture fits into their vision, and also touch on a unique area they've worked in, Oosterwold. Guusje, thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Let's start by grounding listeners. What exactly is Food Pioneers and how does it fit into the urban agriculture landscape in Almere and beyond?
So Food Pioneers is an organization that combines research and action in all sorts of different ways to work on the plate of tomorrow. That's our vision, which means how can we have consumers consume more sustainably and healthily. And urban agriculture, we believe, is one of the ways in which new foodways are coming up, especially in Almere, where it's a very big green area. It's one of the many ways in which the food system is changing and very necessary for it.
That's fascinating. I like how you highlight that blend of research and practical application. And you are one of the key living labs in the Food City Boost project. How would you describe your role in the project?
Yeah, so Almere is one of the living labs. It's quite an interesting city because it was designed with urban agriculture in mind. It's a very young city, it's only 50 years old. The entire province is actually very young because it was taken back from water. Mm-hmm. The whole area was a sea once, which means the ground is very fertile. And Almere is a city where a lot of new people live, young entrepreneurs, young families, people who are attracted to living in a green area, people who are willing to think about development and creating a new city that works for them.
So part of that work includes past and ongoing engagement in Oosterwold, which is often been referred to as a living lab or a testbed on its own right. Could you give a brief sense on how Food Pioneers became involved with it? How have you engaged with it?
Yeah, so Food Pioneers has been in the area for 15 years. And one of my co-workers, Jan Ilke Jansma, who also works for Wageningen University in Research, he proposed Almere to be a living lab area. So the entire city is interesting because it's very young, but especially this one area, Oosterwold, is really a place to explore different ways of urban living. The lines between agriculture and city are kind of blurred because people have their own urban agriculture on their own land. So we've been working together with them a lot to test and experiment.
That's such an interesting model. It's like a living experiment in how communities can integrate food production into daily life. Zooming back out to Food City Boost project, how does your experience in places like Oosterwold fit into your current role in the project?
Yeah, so Oosterwold is, we're really focused on food production in Oosterwold, but Oosterwold is also a place where to experiment with community and infrastructure. So it really places food in a larger picture. It's not, food production is not in a vacuum. The way we consume food is always tied to cultural and so many different areas of life. And because there's also a lot of place for entrepreneurship, we've been working together with local entrepreneurs a lot, farmers, but also people who have greenhouses where people can rent allotments. So it's a lot of...
So actually connecting the dots between different stakeholders.
Exactly, yeah.
What are some of the most promising or innovative directions you see emerging from your urban agriculture work?
So actually in the context of the Food City Boost project, we've been organizing network meetings for people who are involved in urban agriculture in the entire city of Almere. And I think in those meetings, there really is a lot of space to talk about the future and how are we going to scale up and see how urban agriculture can be carried a little bit bigger culturally in the area. These few initiatives that are really co-creating new ways to work together. So they're thinking about maybe having a shared growing plan or having an open source kind of community to share knowledge and resources and network. Which I think is a really cool new way to have a community. And also one of the initiatives is opening a shop, which is actually recently opened. And they're looking at how can we be a self-sufficient shop where people can buy local produce.
I really like that because it's a reminder that innovation doesn't always mean high tech. Sometimes it's about simplicity and inclusiveness. FoodCityBoost is also about scaling insights. How does Food Pioneers help ensure that what we've learned in Almere contributes to broader urban food policy conversations?
Yeah, that's a great question. We think it's really important as a connector in the area to have the insights be shared in multiple ways. So this is why we're also always inviting people from the municipality, local government, but also enterprises to our meetings. So it's not just about the grassroots movements, but how can we scale it up and have it live in the area. And also we're thinking about ways to share the insights from the data collection from other part of the research with our stakeholders. So we're thinking about how can we use it to empower the communities, thinking about publishing the answers in a fun way.
So FoodCityBoost is also about scaling insights. How does Food Pioneers help ensure that what's learned in Almere contributes to broader food policy conversations?
Yeah, it's a great question. Something that we're also really actively working on, because Oosterwold and Almere as well have both been locations for research for a very long time. A lot of research has been done. There's already a lot of knowledge, and we don't want to do anything double that has already been done, which is why we co-create within the FoodCityBoost context with local inhabitants and other stakeholders. So we're also working together with local entrepreneurs, people who work for the government, so that the work that we do is really efficient and that knowledge can be shared with local inhabitants as well.
Looking to the future, how do you see Food Pioneers contributing to the food systems of emerging urban neighborhoods, and what role will FoodCityBoost play in that?
At the moment, we're really a connector between all of these actors in the food system, from farmers to consumers. And we also have different projects in education, so we're also really keen on including younger people, children, and people who are in young children and people who are a little bit older. In practical education, it's really important group. And we're also really planning on connecting people from culturally diverse backgrounds to local farmers, because Almere is a very culturally diverse city. And we think it's really important to have an inclusive food system transformation, and not just for people who are already are privileged enough to buy from local producers.
A perfect note to end on. Guusje, thank you so much for sharing your insights and for reminding us that the future of cities begins with how we grow, share, and think about food.
Thank you.
Thank you all for joining us. Don't forget to follow FoodCityBoost on social media to stay updated. See you next time.
FoodCityBoost, unlocking Europe's urban farming potential.